topic is what is electronic banking, or what is the definition of e-banking. So according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, which is the country's central bank, e-banking is a system which enables bank clients to avail themselves of the bank's products and services through the use of internet or telephone. So another definition of e-banking is that it enables customers, individuals, or businesses to access accounts, to transact business, or to obtain financial products and services through private or public network, including the internet. So did you know that electronic banking is also a 24 access to our cash with the use of our ATMs or automated teller machines? And it is also a direct deposit of our paychecks into checking or savings account. So according to a report on 1998 from the European Central Bank, a report regarding electronic money, e-banking is defined as an electronic store of monetary value on a technical device that may be widely used for making payments to undertakings other than the issuer without necessarily involving bank accounts in the transaction, but acting as a prepaid bearer instrument. So e-banking is a process through which banking consumers manage their banking transaction even without visiting a bank branch. So to sum it all up, electronic banking is doing what you were doing before even without the use of internet. For example, you are withdrawing your money and you are depositing money, but this time it is within the comfort of our home, or we can do it anytime and anywhere as long as we have internet.
Good day, I'm Sarah J. Guarin, and in today's presentation, I will tackle or discuss the 5 types of electronic banking. These are the debit cards, automatic bill payment, online bill payment, cell phone banking or mobile banking, and the ATM or the automated teller machine. First type of electronic banking is debit card. A debit card is a payment card that deducts money directly from a consumer's checking account to pay for the said purchase. Debit cards are also similar to ATM cards because they allow you to deposit cash and at the same time withdraw money from your checking account. That's why debit cards generally feature a Visa or MasterCard logo so that we can make debit or credit purchases wherein these cards are accepted. Next is the automatic bill payment. It lets you set the recurring transfers or payments from your bank or credit card to pay your bills such as your tuition, mortgages, utilities, and other types of payments on a time you designate. Another type is the online bill payment. It is different from automatic bill payment in that you can withdraw electronically for payment of one-time or recurring bills. You can pay bills online through your online banking account, budgeting, software program, and more. Next is the cell phone or mobile banking. It helps us to manage and view all our account details and transactions, to check balances, payments, and transfer funds between accounts. And the last type of electronic banking is the ATM or the automated teller machine. It is an electronic banking outlet wherein it allows customers to withdraw cash or to have transaction without the aid of the teller. Anyone who has an ATM cards, debit cards, and credit cards can access cash at most ATMs.
I am Rachel Ann Sibunga and I am going to discuss the 3 forms of electronic banking. So the first one is online banking. Online banking allows a user to conduct financial transaction using an internet connection. Online banking is also known as web banking or internet banking. This form of electronic banking offers customers basic services such as deposits, transfers, and online bill payments. Through online banking, consumers can complete their banking transactions without visiting a bank branch. Every banking institution has some form of online banking, and it can be available on desktop and through mobile apps. So the second form of electronic banking is PC banking. So PC banking is a banking service that enables bank customers to access their account information and allows the customers to conduct bank transactions using a personal computer. PC banking allows you to make bank transactions on your own schedule any time of the day or night. This form of electronic banking allows you the same account access you would normally have from a bank branch or an ATM. So the last form of electronic banking is telephone banking. Telephone banking is a banking service that enables customers to perform financial transactions over the telephone. Many banks offer telephone banking without any additional fees. This kind of bank service also includes access to one's checking and savings account and can perform the ability to view balances and transfers.
In the Philippine context, the electronic business is uprising, relatively in demand due to the pandemic that limits the public spaces to do some errands, especially the banking errands that are needed to be attended. But before the emergence of the pandemic, there was a humongous upsurge of demand in the electronic banking services since then. Right now, according to the PayPal survey, about 25% of the Filipino engage in the online payment method in their everyday transaction, which means with the utilization of online payment, online banking, and other forms of electronic banking, the Filipinos rely to more convenient and hassle-free banking transactions. There are a lot of banks ranging from universal banks to commercial banks, local to foreign banks, do adapt with the pacing with technology right now, improving their banking services through electronic banking and online banking. A fun fact to share: online banking, often referred as internet banking, and is a subset of electronic banking together with PC banking and telephone banking. Examples of online banks are ING Philippines, BPI Online and BPI Mobile, BDO Online Banking, and BDO Personal Banking App, Union Bank Online, Land Bank Mobile Banking App, Metro Bank Mobile App, Security Bank Online, OCTO by CIMB Bank, GCash Save Money, and Maybank iSave.
There are also the pros and cons of online banking. So, we tackle first the upside of online banking. We have the convenient banking. All you need is desktop, laptop, or any gadgets, and of course, your internet connection. And now, you can do the basic transaction like balance inquiries, fund transfers, bills payments, etc. without heading to your nearest banks. And you can also access your accounts on weekends and holidays and for your emergency transaction. Speedy banking. You can easily check your account balance and history in just a few clicks. There's no need for you to wait for your tellers to process your simple banking concerns. Since your computer and smartphones do all the banking transactions, there's no need for all those paper clutters. Just have the app generate all of those bank statements, your receipts, your bills, or any other documents. No hassle at all. On the other hand, the downside of online banking, we have the internet access. Sadly, our country Philippines has its poor internet quality. Sometimes we can keep up the banking apps innovation. But having this reliable banking apps is great and all, but they won't work if there's no internet at all. Our provinces for getting decent connection is still a problem, right? But hopefully, The state of the internet in the Philippines will improve once the latest 5G technology is introduced. Security threats. Security threats continue to arise where users get tricked into giving credential to hackers. So we must follow the security tips for online experience so that we are aware for the possible threats.
I am Caroline Cubilapil and I am here to report about laws that regulates the electronic banking. In the Philippine context, there are laws or circulars that regulates the operations of the electronic banking, and the regulators of the electronic banking operations are the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So to start with, we have the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Circular Number 240 Series of 2000. This circular approves the provision of the electronic banking in the regulated banks with guidelines. The circular requires all banks should seek approval of BSP to provide electronic banking to its clients, that all banks should attain all the necessary requirements for them to provide and establish electronic banking. The circular also mentioned that there should be risk management process that would assess, control, and monitor risk in electronic banking that may arise in certain time. So we have the second one, we have the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Circular Number 542 Series of 2006. This circular is subjected to Consumer Protection of Electronic Banking. The circular publishes implementation and regulation of electronic banking operations in compliance with consumer protection, protection against financial terrorism, reduction of fraud and consumer identity theft, and legal enforcement of electronic banking agreements and transactions. The circular mentioned that the electronic banking oversight function, that the board of directors and a senior management committee are held responsible for the development and management oversight of the electronic banking system or services and its business strategy. The bank's compliance officer should be held liable or responsible for the proper control of the electronic banking to ensure and incorporate the system so that all relevant compliance issues are mandated or are addressed. So we have the last one, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Circular Number 1033 Series of 2019. The circular is about the amendments of regulations on electronic banking services and other electronic operations. The circular recognizes the electronic payment and financial services or EPFS contributes to the economic growth and the BSP promotes safe, efficient, reliable, affordable, and inclusive national payment system.